Excuse me. Yeah, I'm doing it on Google Docs. Well, one thing that's nice about the Google Docs, as I found, like, there's version histories and stuff too. So like it automatically keeps up with like different versions if you ever need to like backtrack to find something. Theoretically, we could have done this all in the same Google Doc back from Monster Hunter and still had access to all that information if we just had it on the same doc, but didn't think of it. Your thoughts occur inside of me. I made the weird face and I said a very strange thing. I've poked Ryan every once in a while. Maybe I haven't poked him enough in the right ways, in the right area. But again, like I've been doing some just Pathfinder checking on my own, and everything seems to scale. I've deep dived into some places of Pathfinder that you wouldn't think possible. You are good. I haven't like I mean I had two like ability ideas, but really all of this has just been making Chimera work in Pathfinder rather than like just having this is how it would work in theory. Like straight up, I did it. I test ran assimilating an ability. I rolled a d20. I figured out the DC plus like what my roll was for I was a level 1 chimera and it was a level 3 creature I killed and I took a tier 2 ability. Also the tiers kind of make sense once I broke down how monster stat blocks work and figured out how they work. Um so monsters have tier 1. This is all on the key terms. The key terms is that it may get bigger as the class expands, but it is a godsend. Key terms just fucking okay. The top is copy pasted, but everything after that, I just now read that too. Like I was just now seeing that, I was like, fuck. Yeah, yeah. Or ability tiers, or physical ability damage, spell ability damage, or static value. Greg. Also, click off of it, please, because I can see your little pink pointer. Thank you. Thank you. Similar to yeah, how focus points kind of work. Yeah. Yes. No, that's no. Yeah, no. The big thing for this, the hardest thing, was making this make any sense with the way the Pathfinder works. Also, because especially when you don't know a lot about Pathfinder, like because the assimilate is an activity, I was like, how the fuck do you word activities? So I had to look up activities, but I don't know any activities in Pathfinder, so I looked up the word activity, which just led me to the rules for activities, and I was like, well, fuck, I need an activity that's an. I finally found an activity that was an activity that was. Anyways, yeah, no. Yes, no. It's a bunch of bullshit. Yes. Yes. Good job. You made it through one key. On the slumber. Good session, guys. Good session. So what level are we? I got you. So when I said sounds good, now give me the juicy bits, you just decided, nah, fuck that. I was already creating my character. You know what I did? Like I stopped playing, I stopped doing Chimera and went and came up with a character concept. Oh, dude. Why is he not in the group chat? Because you know he wouldn't look at it. Oh, he is in the group chat. Never mind. My bad. Somehow I skipped over him. Yes. So Gregory, second ability, second term in the key terms box. Not even abilities yet. Technically, you wouldn't necessarily start with reading the key terms because the key term is just a reference table for when you come across that term in an ability description. Yeah. Oh shit. I just watched that hit the floor. Damn. Oh, it just keeps getting gross. Oh shit. I'm realizing that that photo. Damn it, Gregory. L L L L L L L L L L L L L L All that takes is a ba-da-da. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Bang, 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 bang. I'm gonna fly so high that I hit you in the sky, and then I roll up on this guy, and then I eat his mother's eye. Mess up the focus on my. Badushki, we're back. He's just gone forever. Yes, key turn. I'm pretty sure AP is based off of. Ow. Ow. I just tried to pick up a coffee mug with my mouth, and it worked for a solid second, and then it fell out of my mouth and like clanked the teeth on the way down. Yeah. right now. All the mold. So remember when I said there'd be mold underneath the carpet, and you said, "No, I think it's in the carpet." Oh, behind the cabinets. My bad. My, I was still right. No, no, yeah, no. I'm glad you ripped that bish out. Just yes, yes, I've seen that. Yes, yes, I've seen that. I'm in fact in limbs. Yes. Okay. Did you say ladies this time? Yes, and permifying has not been put in yet, but that is really simple. Sure, nothing's been. Bless you. If you're gonna ask, do we need to specify it in the key terms? I would say again that you should hold your judge. Okay. Mhm. It also cuts the AP. Currently, our thought is that it like cuts the AP cost in half or some equivalent of that. Yeah. The limitation on the permifying was just it. There was some process to it. Let's see. Let me look through the Google Doc. Yada yada yada. I know it's like yada yada yada. Crazy spaghetti ideas. It's one of those things of like you you make it. I think there wasn't necessarily a limitation on it. It was just the factor of you make it permanent. It costs half AP, and again, it's one of those things of, and I believe it's written in one of the several class features, but that you can just get rid of an ability whenever you want as like a free thing. And I think that's fine because again, it's the same way that like there's like limited use magic items, and then there's also just the +3 magic sword you give to someone that they can have. I guess that's fair. I was just thinking like with the whole permifying thing is it's the whole idea of like that's yeah, there's the whole thing of I've gotten the best ability, I guess. It's just the thought that part of the limitation is it still takes up room in your AP slots, and so if you want to get another ability, there may come a time where like, well shit. Especially because here's the thing. Permanent abilities are cheaper But um, as the numbers are laid out now, like getting the ability, actually, you can have things that add AP cost to it. Um, I think right now, as it is, one ability could max cost 8 AP because a tier 3 costs 6. If an ability requires an appendage that you do not have, and this is described in Assimilate, the AP cost of that ability increases by 1 and you gain the appendage for as long as you have the ability. And then if for an ability to function, an accompanying ability is necessary, such as the Faceless Stalker's Assume form, which will require the accompanying Revert form, the AP cost of the original ability increases by 1 and you gain the accompanying ability at no cost for as long as you have the original ability. So that is an 8 AP. Your pool is 10, and at level 11 it becomes 20. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think that's one of those things of like, again, there's the whole tiers of in Pathfinder of strength increases at this benchmark, strength increases at this benchmark. Yeah. Which is what we talked about actually before. I don't know if you remember that, but we had talked about it just going up once and being, yeah. Yes. No. That is it's 5 tiers. That's not for AP pool. That is for scaling. There's 5 tiers of scaling, but actual AP only goes up to 20. So I think that's part of the limiting factor with the permifying things is just how limited your AP pool is. And permifying is another way to reduce costs and allow you to have more abilities in theory. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a fair point. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. I can get behind that. I guess I'm worried about it being limited to like just one permanent ability. Okay. Mm, okay. I kind of like the with the way the numbers worked out. I like the way that the 10 and the I haven't really thought about the 20, but the way the 10 works out because again, if you assume no added cost to your AP with the way your abilities work out, um, you have a 6, a 4, and a 2 for your costs. So you could have a tier 3 ability and 2 tier 1 abilities, or a tier 3 ability and 1 tier 2 ability. Or you could have 2 tier 2 abilities and 1 tier 1 ability. And so that kind of like the way that it works out, like how much of like the way you build the different tiered abilities that you have, I think works out interestingly. Mm-hmm. Yes. No, there's nothing below tier 1. Mhm. Well, it's not, that's not how it works. It's because you're reading the key terms before you've actually read the abilities. Um, You take 1 minute to assimilate an ability. I'm just saying it's. You take 1 minute to assimilate an ability of creature that's been slain. When you assimilate, choose an ability tier or a specific ability has been marked in some way and roll an assimilation check. A d20 plus any unspent AP plus any ability marking bonuses. The DC for this check is determined by the level of discrepancy between you and the creature to a minimum of 1, plus the DC added by the ability tier. So it's not even like it. So it doesn't use like any static numbers. It'd be weird to put an arbitrary discrepancy +2 plus ability tier. Okay. Or just so it's easier to get abilities. Okay. No, no, I think that's fine. That in my mind that makes it stronger. So I'm down for that. It's your campaign. Does your reasoning of the basic stuff not adding DC? It's it's the weird thing of like it's the basic stuff, but it also isn't. Like this technically right now, as it's worded, includes immunities. Yeah. But I kind of think of it as like I guess like proficiency. Technically, it's +0 if you're not proficient, but like the first proficiency is like 2, 4. You know what I mean? But like if you assume there was no level discrepancy, then the DC for a tier 1 ability would be 0. Mm, mm, okay. I got you. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. Okay. Yeah, no, I can get behind that. Already changed. And I did bump down the other ones. That's something again, like I ran the test again, a level 1 chimera against a level 3 creature, and the DC ended up being and I ended up rolling a 6 on the D20. But because I as a level 1 chimera didn't have any abilities, that was a 16 against the DC of 6 because the discrepancy between us was 2 plus I was getting a tier 2 ability which was +4, which made it 6, and so I got a critical success for that ability. So I did check some of these things of like how it works out. It's to be fair, the way the DC is specified, the wording is plus the DC added by the ability tier. Because keep in mind, Gray, this is key terms. These aren't features. It works slightly differently. I know you're confused. I'm giving you more information. I'm not trying to combat. It's just key terms. It's the whole thing of like this is a reference. like document for when you come across it. It's like a program. It's returning that. Okay. Mhm. That's fair. I guess with the understanding that they don't all add to it now, it is something where it's like a circumstance thing. Mm. Okay. That's a combination I'd consider. The only thing that was working with the even. Oh, sorry. Whoops. My bad. Because it was a number. Yeah, no, it was cost 4, cost 6, and then you said to reduce them by 2. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. And war. Mhm. In theory, these are new terms. The physical ability damage and spell ability damage are as defined here. Mm. Yeah, that's fine. I that was just a name to put there. So yeah, magic. Magical. Okay. Mhm. Did it. We made it to the key terms. Oh yeah. Remember this was the Jamaican text. That's the button fills your belly. Do a Jamaican. I don't know how to do a Jamaican accent. I wouldn't worry too much about breathe fire. That's straight just the kobold like damage. That's nothing special there. Yeah. Like that's it. Breathe fire is what it's straight up just the kobold breath. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I mean like the mechanics are like the way it scales, the damage it does, the is just because I was like I wanted to get something on there as like a ground to play with because level one class ability, level one race ability makes sense scale wise and be similar in power. Every two levels. Yep. I appreciate your need to go through and be like, all right, time to rename everything. For who? Just to remind yourself when you come back that you're like, okay, this wasn't a terrible idea that I had. It was just a name. Okay. Okay. Are you not gonna put that on Breathe Fire too? You just want to leave it as Breathe Fire. Damn. Shouldn't have said anything. Oh no. If you do it for every single name. Things. Uh, it's supposed to be a comma. A period. It's supposed to be a comma. Oh, that's supposed to say assimilate activity. It is important that's assimilated, not assimilation, as I found out when I found an activity. Oh yeah, no, I just mean like as a Pathfinder thing, not as a naming thing. The tense. Yeah. I don't have the mental bandwidth to figure out the fucking tags. This is Pathfinder. I have to like invent a tag spreadsheet. Fuck that shit. Just- Oh yeah, I should probably do the same in my room. It's also Gregory to fill out the white space. That's why there's more tags on this one. Oh right. Switch. Why? Okay. it's the it's the same way that I had to define an assimilation check, which I was gonna do I had to do research into the way that checks work because it's a check that has to do with it's new. It's not a key term thing, but it's a new define for this class. It's the same way that the level 3 class feat ability mark gives you an ability marking circumstance bonus. It's like a new slot of thing to add things. The same way that you don't put assimilation check in key terms because it's defined in the ability. You could theoretically put it in the key terms. I don't think it's necessary. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. That's fair. I think assimilation check is defined the first time it's used. Ability marking bonus could be described in key terms. Yeah, that's not an issue. Let's put placeholder. Oh, oh, okay. I was like, you about to put placeholder name, you motherfucker. Okay. Sorry. It was the fact that you didn't put it in Pathfinder. It was just it came off. So I was like, has that term ever been used fucking anywhere, Michael? You little piece of shit. I know. I know. I'm just making fun of you. Um, I'm not aware of a place where it says level discrepancy. No, off the top of my head, I'm not aware. Yeah. Hmm. Uh, you're. Oh, that's fair. This is Bestiary 1, is what I'm referencing. Yeah. Got you. Yep. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Once we have a filled out bestiary where that would become an issue. Yeah, no, literally the faceless stalker cannot revert form if he does not have his separate special ability to do it. So you get assume form. The faceless stalker spends 10 minutes reshaping its appearance to take on the shape of any smaller medium humanoid and gains a +4 circumstance bonus to deception checks to pass to that creature. And an ability description. So you just are stuck forever. Well, fuck. Yeah. Nice. As he should. As he freaking should. Tell him to watch our YouTube podcast. Yes. Absolutely. I also did something neat. I'm not going to screen share because it'd fuck everything up. So I'll send you a picture instead. Um, because we're working with the Google Doc now. I figured it would be neat if that was um referenceable. And so, send it a second. Where I had it blacked out the DM, like the direct messages, I put a little capture of. Hmm, very neat. Yep. To hide your face. Yeah. The world is not ready. It's not like they could theoretically look up your name and find a photo of you online. You can cut it out. I edit them. Your face always somehow fucking ends up in it. So I always have to rewatch the whole thing before I upload it to YouTube. You don't want me to record it, Gregor. You can just say that. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'll send him the videos. And he said it not being fun whatsoever. Oh yeah. Oh, the critical success, success, failure, and critical failure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It is something where, yeah, it does have to be referenced in some way, like what the 1d6 applies to. We can very easily put a. That's basically what the key terms is. That's the way I like to think of it. Is it's like a function call, and it returns whatever the key term like block is there. Yeah. The correct decision. Hot sauce makes everything better. Yeah. Okay. We're almost there, Gregory. We're almost there. Always. Yeah. Because I've been busting my ass, Gregory. Of course. Of course. Yeah, I am selfishly motivated by this. Part of me does kind of want to have a class at some point. You know, not gonna lie. Yeah. It's like you did the thing that I hate in programming. You know, all that pseudocode bullshit that needs to die. That will be the rest of my life. And then I went and implemented it, which is the thing I actually want to do. Now I will I'll come to have to deal with it. Good job. I'm not complaining about their use. Like that I'm not saying they don't have use. Saying I feel like someone else should be useful with that. Not me. I'll get over myself eventually. Stupid. As it is right now, literally GM's discretion. But I think it's something where you can very easily have a list of just static flaws. Like we can make a table for that. I've already made one table for this class. Let's add another fucking one in there. I think the exemplar class has like 4 tables. You know, we chillin'. We're at 2. We have key terms and table 1-1. Oh yeah, that table. Yeah, no, I'm for that. I just wanted to get it like written out. I wanted to have something there. Yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah. Hmm. Assimilate is the name of the activity. Hmm. It's yeah, because the root word is the activity, and so you can. That's why it's important the tense of the activity. Like for instance, when I said when you assimilate, that's important because that's then goes into defining those are the things. Yeah. Simulated. Mm. I can, because rather than just replacing it, you went into the fucking suggestion mode. Oh my gosh, Gregory. You know what I'm gonna do? Bam. There we go. I accepted your suggestion. Where that becomes necessary. Mhm. Hmm. Additional. Um, I think we actually said four different things that were all written down, and now we're putting the thing. You can't try again for the same ability. Makes sense, but the problem is if you the marking is an optional thing, and so otherwise you're doing a roulette. So I guess like you could do the roulette again, and the GM would have to understand that they can't give you the like you can't know what ability you were going to get when you did the roulette because that's determined after you succeed or not. Unless the GM decides what ability they're going to give you before you roll the DC. Yeah, yeah, that's a level three. Yeah, yeah. That's where you get that level three, and you can specify what ability you're going for. Otherwise, it's a roulette. So that system wouldn't really. Uh, we already said the explain before usage thing. I'll remove it from the pluses. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the thing is it isn't that ability. The ability marking bonuses is a kind of bonus that the ability mark ability gives, but a different ability could give an ability mark bonus. Yeah, absolutely, that's overcomplicated. But that is how it was written, is just what I was saying. But yeah, no, we could remove it and make it work. The yeah, I can actually just change this to circumstance bonus. I made it unique because it has the special trait, technically. You can have undefined bonuses. It's just something where again it has to do with like the way things stack. Of like an you have the undefined circumstance, status, and item. Yeah, correct. It is a circumstance bonus. If you read down where it was defined, it was just a ability marking circumstance bonus. But theoretically, it could have had an ability marking status. But it had to do with yeah, it has to do with the weird like bonus stacking things in Pathfinder. But I'm sure it'll work just fine without that. Yeah, it'd be better. It'd be cleaner. Yeah. Yes. Mm. Mm-hmm. Uh, let's just look down at ability mark. Let's just scroll down. It's third level default. It's written down. Um, has a mhm. You wouldn't be able to get. You wouldn't be able to specify like a vision thing based off the trigger. Mm. In fact, those things are written in the description. I don't know that it implies that. I think that that's the same way that you get one clue as to how it works. It's the whole thing of if it's called lightning strike, that gives you the impression that the ability might have something to do with lightning. Yeah. Well, I guess I would just reword it. So does that mean then let's refactor the question. Let's say you can choose to ask for an ability you saw. Can you try to assimilate just a random ability, like one you potentially didn't encounter? Because it's still in their biology. It's not like necessarily the chimera thing only works because you're aware of the abilities. Mm, yeah. Mm. Mm. Sure. Yeah. Mhm. Yes. Yes. And I think part of that is that is another power scaling because it's the same way that a GM determines what magic items you get, the GM determining the ability. Because here's the thing: you can get resistances and immunities. If you could just choose, you're not going to necessarily choose resistance over an immunity if you have the opportunity to get an immunity. Yeah. Okay. I think that is a little bit too much of a drastic leap because you have to understand the power scaling of circumstance. The same way that we have proven that a coin flip is not 50-50, because you have to factor in that the way that a person flips a coin, there's always going to be circumstances that affect power scaling. If you're in a campaign that's all of the enemies do necrotic damage because they're all sentinel goopy monsters, then the most effective thing to grab is going to be necrotic resistance, and that will be the strongest ability, even if that's a resistance over an immunity. Mhm. Yeah. They could do that themselves. Mm. I feel like it's just something where you would say, right here for the wording, when you assimilate, choose an ability you saw the creature use, and then that, or it has to be, you have to have, you observed. Choose an ability you observed from the creature. That means technically observed could mean if you fell under the effects of something. If you noted they can see in the darkness. So yeah, that is how that. So let's see. Choose an ability. Choose an ability from the creature that you have. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think observed is pretty helps define that. Well, I know we had also discussed, and it's written down, markability one where they just flat out read the fucking stat block for the ability as well, like word for word. So, there's definitely some progression potential for that ability. Mhm. Yes. Also, theoretically, keep in mind the way that it was written. This encourages people like Mary Beth, for instance, because when you assimilate, choose an ability from the creature that you have observed. You read about it in a textbook. You study the ancient scripts about this monster, and they can only use this ability on some lunar eclipse where they summon uh, fireballs from the sky. Maribeth's like, hell yeah, I read about the fireball from the sky every 27 days. Okay, where are you going with this? Oh, what observed means? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mhm. No, no, I have no quarrel with that. Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. Okay, badoosh. Observed. Of course, of course. This is stupid. Hmm, I appreciate that. Thank you. That means a lot. Because you did kind of come off like an ass a little bit earlier. Um, I don't think it was intentional in no way. I imagine because it was just the fact of like I came at you. I was so excited. Of like I made it functional. I made the bitch functional in Pathfinder, and you're like, I'll be good to look it over in 15 minutes. Of like not even like a that's awesome. It was just like the fact of like okay, I'll be ready to tear it apart in 15 minutes. I was like okay, well yeah. Yeah. And like I said, like I knew it was intentional, but I was like, man, Gregory can be a raging cunt. But no, I appreciate it now. You're good. You're good. Okay, let's see. Observed. Um, Monstrous power doesn't mean anything. That's just a word I was using for a while. Okay, cool. Uh, I guess that's fair. I think what the whole referred to is the whole idea of, again, it's the whole idea of like a wrapper, like a simulation pool represents, rather than like this is because of this, it's this is this and we're calling it this. You're right. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'll go psycho cyber. That's not what it's called. Whoopsies. Nope. Whoopsies. Two. Oh no. It's been observed. This can be defined. Didn't you already have an air fryer? And then she got an air fryer, like herself, and it was like the best thing ever. Right. She was like, air fryers aren't that cool. Mhm. Yeah. Nice. Again, all we have to do, it's like how things go. And they actually give you enough space for your class features, which no fucking other character she does for 5e. There's never enough room. Do you know how many features you're cramming down my throat gullet? D&D, I don't even understand. They give you like this much space for your class features, and then they're like, all right, figure it out. Yeah, regardless. Yes, yes. I, I got my controller right here. Yes, let's see if we can make it through this ability. Yeah. So do you want to reread it? Okay. Yeah. But here's what I'll say. The first jump in power scale is level 5. Like and that's the thing of like the AP pool is not the only place that the power for this class comes from. Mhm. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it's one of those things of like I think there's more nuance to it. When do you get the ability to permify an ability? Even if that's only one, that's technically increasing your AP pool size. Mhm. I'm aware, Gregory. You think they should? I mean, I kind of see it like extra attack though, because like yes, it is a resource, but it's the same thing of like it's a core part of the class, but it's a core part of the whole. Like on its own, the assimilation pool does nothing. You don't have any way to like actually spend AP if you don't read the other abilities. Like if you got rid of all the other abilities and you just had assimilation pool, that represents nothing. It's one portion of a whole like tapestry. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. No. Mhm. So are you thinking about keeping it to 20 as the max amount of AP you can get, and then Mhm. bring in 4 chunks like a start 5, 10, 20? Yeah. Mm. Oh yeah, having like a fucky linear scale, or I guess it'd be more like that. No, because a logarithm, the natural log of x graphed is this. So yeah, yeah, it'd be a logarithmic graph, a logarithmic scale. I'm not gonna lie, you said that out loud with your words, and it made me upset. Here's a logarithmic graph. There you go. If you just flip it, like where it ends up in the second sector. That's not. It's mirroring. If you mirrored that. Yeah. The. Yeah. Okay. I guess in that case, how would you want to break? How would you want to break down like those? Now, here's the thing: if you start at less than 6 AP, they can not get a tier 3 ability. They shouldn't be able to. But you also have to remember the AP flat cost added as well. Because technically, again, the highest AP cost you can spend is 8. Like that is, yeah, okay. Mhm. No, it's something where I'm bringing these up as like thoughts because we're talking about breaking it down right now. I'm like, okay, so how do we want to break this down? And that is something to consider. Inside. And so you add another section to the monstrous scaling table. Level one. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Now here's another thing to consider. The root mutation, as it exists, doubles your AP pool size too. Remember boiling shift? It's written down. Although I only did boiling shifts like properly mechanified. The rest of them have not been mechanified. Yes. Yeah. 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 Mm. Oh, there's absolutely a better way of saying it. That's just I also couldn't think of it. Yeah. 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 Mhm. Oh, absolutely a big ouch. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Let's see. Let me. I like restless. The problem is whenever I think of churning is I think of butter. Mm. No, it absolutely does. Here's my question. no one else works at your job, are they gonna think of that, or are they gonna think about butter? This makes me think. I just see things bubble in my head. The problem is, I specifically think of churn, like because the noun a machine or container in which butter is made by agitating milk or cream. Two, short for churn rate. Verb, agitate or turn milk or cream in a machine in order to produce butter. The second definition of the verb, the second definition of the verb is move or to cause about vigorously. Like it is one out of three definitions, or one out of four definitions not related to butter. Oh, because I like it. The problem is, again, it's the whole romantic necromancer of like my brain immediately thought of butter. I'll write it down. I can't wait for Marybeth to review it. Was it relentless or restless? Okay, I wrote down restless. I just want to be sure. If Marybeth doesn't make a comment about it, if she doesn't say that kind of makes me think of butter, I'm down for it. If it's just a me thing, oh, how the fuck did they get it italicized? Was it italicized already? Oh, because it's underneath root mutation. That's my bad. Okay. Jumping back up to where we were with assimilation pool, which you yeah. Yeah, there is. I just figured because we had the table to just tack it on, but we don't have to. I like keeping the table focused on just what it was before. So I honestly would prefer, yeah. Spend is okay. When you gain this feature, points without the braces. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll kill you. Okay, cool. There we go. In this feature, the amount of assimilation points you may spend is X. At 5th level, it becomes X. At 9th level, it becomes X. 13th level, X. And at 17th level, X. Okay. 10 balanced really well. it was the same way that Wizards of the Coast um balanced everything to level 11, and then after that they were just kind of like fuck balance, do whatever sounds neat. 10 AP worked out really well, and I needed there to be a jump. The 20th was the kind of like it's out there in the future. There wasn't a lot put into thought of like how balanced that would work out. The 10 just worked really well for those first few early levels before level 11. It's broken down kind of how monster scaling is broken down. Yeah. Yeah. 18 plus 6 would be 24. You can get a tier 3 that doesn't have any extra costs. Oh shit. That progresses faster than you expected it to. If it goes 6, 12, 18, you have another tier. So go 24, 30. It would end at 30 though. It would end on an even 30. Is that a problem? Okay, well let's think about what 30 looks like. We'll assume do you want to assume here's what I'll assume for the tiers. We'll assume you can permify one of each tier. So you can permify one tier 1, one tier 2, and one tier 3. Just for sake of argument. So that means you will have, if we assume AP cost name is the same, that's 2, 4, 6. That would be 1, 2, 3. So six from your total AP for all those abilities. Then from there, you would have 24 AP left to spend on whatever abilities you got. You could get 4 tier 3s, or you could get um 3 tier 3s would be 18, and you'd be left with 6 points, which you could spend on tier one tier 2 and one tier 1. Because that's really the big thing. Do you want like at max them to be able to have 4 tier 3 abilities, 5 tier 3 abilities if you count the permifying? Which tier 3 is, but here's the thing. There is balancing built into it as well. Because tier 2 is costs actions. Tier 3 is abilities that don't take actions, but they are limited most of the time. Theoretically, like an aura wouldn't be, but like if you had like spell casting and it's like spell casting once a day, that is a tier 3 ability. So the amount that you can actually use tier 3 abilities is more limited than the amount you can use tier 2 abilities. So having more of them, I guess it would just be aura, wouldn't it? Because if it requires no action, there's not going to be limited uses. Yeah, it would just be aura. So that is the thing of even if they have 5 tier 3 abilities, one of the tier 3 abilities they might be able to use once a day. One of the tier 3 abilities might be an aura of protection for their friends. So everyone gets a +1 AC in there. Yeah. Mm, mm, yeah, sure. That's a situation of okay. that's an outlier. Like, how would you want to factor that? They have the ability to have that ability for an hour. The ability is to be able to use that once a day ability. So they get to use it once. Like, uh, so should it be a couple weeks or 1d6 weeks, 1d4 weeks? Mm. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing of it does depend on some campaigns. Some campaigns will have like, every session there's like a week time skip. And so yeah. Mhm. Okay. Okay. We can get rid of that on these and just in the assimilate, we'll say 1d4 weeks. That's another thing. That's another thing you have to remember. A critical success is 1d4 weeks. A success would be half of that. Mhm. And you are, yeah, yeah. Depending on the ability you're going for, you can be very likely to just get a success. And that's how it. Yes, but they work together. Because here's what I'll add: the tier three costs more, but it's boosted more by the fact that tier three abilities can do more damage. Tier two costs less, but it's boosted by the fact that the damage is nerfed more. Because tier two abilities are what's going to give you that physical ability damage. Because physical stuff isn't limited use. It's not spell like effects. So it's always tier two abilities are always going to end up being physical ability damage. So they cost less, but they do less damage. That's always going to be the way it works out. The tier three, they cost more, but they deal more damage. That's always going to be how it works out. Yeah. So there's a lot of interweaving between this stuff. That's why I feel like it's important to consider all of it in the balancing scale of it. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. You take these 4 class feats. Absolutely. Absolutely. It takes so long to build these. Pathfinders shooting on classes every other week. like Exemplar is like coming out in their next book in like a month or something. I think like those two classes are coming out in like November. They'll have released 3 more classes before the Chimeras completed level 20. Unless you plan on being done by November, it's accurate. Yeah. We'll have to level 3, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'll have to my level. Sure. I mean, if we assume it works as it is, like mechanically, not doing flavor text, all I need at this point is a class feat to pick because you get a class feature at level 3. Oh I think I'm actually considering the other 2 options that we put for root mutations actually on like which one I would do. I just wrote down that one because I figured out how to write it down and I wanted to have something under the root mutations. They're yeah. Yeah, Stoneheart and Better Than Yours. I also did have 2. Yeah. Towards the top. Yeah. Silly goober. That's what I'm here for. Organic. I forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like when I was writing it, that's pretty. You just add that to assimilate text for like who you can target. That's actually that would just go in the requirements. Um, the creature is organic and has not and has been dead no longer than 10 minutes. Cool. There we go. Fixed it. 2 words. All it took. I did also have 2. No, but inorganic is something that shows up in Pathfinder. I forget where it showed up, but I was just reading something that like references that today when I was looking through stuff. Yeah. Some trait of some kind. Yeah. I also did have 2 abilities that theoretically could be like class feats if we need to fill it out. Monstrous Camouflage and Deep Assimilation. Placeholder names, obviously. Monstrous Camouflage gives the Chimera the ability to mimic the appearance of a creature whose abilities they've assimilated. Could be neat. Again, if you're thinking like class feats, where it's like that's not a core thing, could be more niche because you're choosing to take it, and then deep assimilation allows the Chimera to tap into memories or knowledge of an assimilated creature. I don't know that whole like organ donor. Well, it's that kind of like organ donor thing of like sometimes like personality will come over. I just figured the way that it would work is the same way it works in Pathfinder, where you get a bonus to recall knowledge having to do with them. I got you. I got you. Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, technically, in a very sad way, if we assume that I had deep assimilation, some of the retconning could be the reason. The way I got in John's mind was I assimilated Miss Opal. Or we could just pretend that it didn't happen, Gregory, which is what we're gonna do. There was a whole conversation. Ketzel, I know you can do this thing where you do that, and I trust your opinion on it because you can do that. Allows me to read minds. Okay, I'm down for it. Or an archetype. Can we give me an archetype for my retcon abilities? We can call it retcon abilities. Archetype. I use abilities from generations past. You know, it could work though. But no, like actually, like jokes aside, a like miniature homebrewed archetype just to make up for the abilities that I've kind of like used and I like the flavoring of. We're just figuring out some way to do it with the archetypes that we have. Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. You don't want to invent an archetype on top of the class that we're inventing? Really? Really? That's true. Michael, you want to have a functioning character, don't you? Then shut the fuck up. I'm focusing my camera. I'm not trying to tell you. You can keep going. I'm just trying to focus my. It sounds a lot like your Pathfinder campaign too. Building the architecture back from the ground up, and it was supposed to be ready like this summer. You're putting yourself in the same situations. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, yeah, like yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, did we get through all of them? Did we do it? Fuck. Right. Cool. So like incrementally, yeah. We could start at like 10 and then it goes to 12. Okay. Well, if we just add 4. If you take 6, you add 4, you get 10. You add 4, you get 14. You add 4, you get 18. You add 4, you get. Oh, that wouldn't land on a nice number. That's fair. I guess your AP costs break down to not counting permafying. Actually, shit, we'll count permafying. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, go 9, then it'd go 12, then it'd go 15, and then it would end on 18. Right? Yeah. Yeah. With those are all the AP costs you can spend. If I take out permafying abilities, it would be. Technically, you can add 1 to 2 and make that 3. You know? So that would mean that at max you could have 2 or 3 abilities standalone. Um, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I wasn't. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Which would mean, yeah. Well, that's yeah. That's an interesting thing because the abilities are temporary. So it's the whole thing of like, and not being able to permify every ability. And that'd be a way to get permanent abilities at lower levels before you would naturally in the character class progression unlock that. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay, so we're oh yeah, yeah, using two at the same time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That gives them a little extra little edge. Mm-hmm. Should the AP cost still be cut in half or no for them? Maybe it's something where it isn't cut in half until they unlock that ability in the class progression that then cuts ability costs in half. Effectively doubles their point pool. No, I think yeah, I think that works out. Whenever you assimilate ability, it becomes permanent. I mean, there is the like C table, I know for a fact, and I think you sure did, but it's okay. Oh, um, ugh, ugh. Theoretically, yeah, theoretically you can do parentheses C yada yada yada, and that's within the uh, C C. Especially because remember there's another table that's going to be all the abilities at the different levels. Remember that all the classes get. So C, placeholder name, ability permification. Yeah. 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 Yes, I did. It all be still caught on OBS. I just muted myself on Discord. You're gonna watch back through the video. It's like when did Michael say derogatory things about me behind my back? I went up and I went sneezing, and then Michael was like, "Gregory's a cunt," and he jumped. Okay. One second, let me respond to this. How did I write it? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, you gain I did spend it weird. Spell it weird. When you gain this feature, you gain it is weird to say when you gain this feature you gain 6 assimilation. Oh, yes. Yes. Let's look at key strike. Getting the key strike spell. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Well, no, no, no. I'm looking at it. Just point your pool. Okay. There we go. Add 6 assimilation points to your pool. There we go. That's focus. There we go. Yes, if he was in theory, that implies that. Um, uh, yeah, yeah. At 3, at 5th level, at 5th level, at 3, and um, no. Monks get a focus pool. That's how their key works. Um, yeah, no. You gain a focus pool as a monk. It is where is it? Yada yada yada. I was just looking at this. The fuck? How did I lose it? Where? Where is it? No. Oh, key strike. I'm looking for key strike. Key strike. Key strike. Key strike. That could be your what? Key strike. There we go. Key strike. Key spell. Oh, the focus pool of 1 focus point. Yeah, okay, cool. 5th level. 5th level. 9th level. Not at 5th. 13th and 17th level. Mm. 3 points. What are they saying? What are these butts saying? Oh, look, there he is in the distance. Oh, brother of mine, been a long, long time since I felt loser. Doo 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 ba doo be doo ba. Interesting. Highly of whoa. Jabers, creepers. Jabers, creepers. I find myself in a really ridiculous situation in which I find myself killing all the little pagan children as they go around the rain and the little butterflies of death and destruction. I think if I suckle on the teat of the little butty. Yeah, no, I did the thing. No, monks don't work the way that they did in 5e in the slightest. They only have key if they get key class feats, and that gives them a focus pool. They just have a focus pool. I've made the words work the way that they would need to work to be similar to focus pool. Yes. Well, there needs to be its. But other than that, I'll kill you. Of yes, correct. That is exactly what it says. You gain an assimilation pool of 6. Cool. Yeah, no. That matches up with key strike. You gain a key strike and a yeah, that works. Yeah, of 6 AP because we have that key term because it says assimilation points and then parentheses AP, so we can use either. Add 3 AP to your pool. No, yeah, because again it feels like you're getting more powerful, even if in theory you're not. Mm. Like before I just had like this a tier 2 ability and a tier 1, but maybe I'll do a tier 3 and a tier 2 now that I have these extra points. Yeah. Mhm. Oh, how did monstrous scaling get? There we go. Cool. Now there's a indent. Any term referenced in the table is higher in an assimilated ability. So if the physical damage outside of DC, because DC, yeah, that would be like if you have an aura, that would be 30 feet. Um, uh-huh. No. Frequency is normally like 1d4 rounds, Gregory. Yeah. When? What? When? Also, Gregory, keep in mind, this is the big thing about this. This is a ceiling. For instance, static value technically applies to attack bonus right now as it's written. But if the yeah, exactly, which is what that wording's saying. So, yeah, theoretically you could have something lower than 10. Sure. It made my table ugly, but sure. I can just stretch it out a little bit, make it a little thicker for the margins, I guess. Or I could reduce the font size of these. Let's see, if I go down to 9, where would it be done? Oh, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth. Bleh. Bleh. There. Okay, cool. I've satisfied your brain. Oh, okay, we're down to Restless Churn. What you doing there, bud? Yes, yes, Gregory. Oh, are you gonna put the other ones there? You want me to put down better than yours? Oh, are these the two other ability ideas you had? What are you doing? Maybe since you haven't picked up that that's the question I'm asking, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, so you are doing the other abilities. So you're gonna write down better than yours, or did you come up with a name for it? I've I think I think you should absolutely leave it as better than yours. Or 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 um um what about chimeric evolution? I don't know, would you put adaptive? That's funny. Hey, great minds, right? That's funny. That's great. Using the similar norm. There, it's Pathfinderized. It works now. Evolved manifestation. Yeah, I like it. And there's that whole tie back to Reaper. Way back when. Evolved manifestation. Yep. Yeah. Ow. Owie. Ow. Ow, owie. Owie. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Mhm. Mhm. Is Mary Beth busy for wife check? Ooh, yes. I mean, while we're here, you want to come up with a level 2 class feed and just give me a class? It's literally all I need. That's all I need. I would have a level 3 class. Also, Mary Beth. Hola. Caring caring. Crazy spaghetti ideas. All right. Time to put a 2023, 2023, 20. Oh, that was adorable. Too bad viewers at home will never see it. That is it. Oh my gosh. The flat caps. Oh, they have a baby flat cap and an adult man flat cap. Ooh, he dropped it. No, he does not. It's too much fun. They can't hear me because it's crazy. Is she just gonna come back like later and read it? Oh, right. He still can't hear me because he has no headphones on, which means that. Oh, hey, Gregory. Yep. Who's with them? Well, the monstrous camouflage and deep assimilation. Unless you're. Mm. Yeah. Bro, he's sneezing. He's a sneezer. He's a sneezer. Not a wheezer. A sneezer? A wheezer. A sneezer wheezer. A sneezer. Sneezer. Let's copy all that. Copy. That's youngers. The dang. It's crazy that those somehow showed up there. I wonder if the browser. Yeah, let's get in some of it. I was curious what would show up. Many moving parts. Uh, thank you. Okay. Well, I really did not understand what I was telling it. What it said about assimilation points. That's kind of funny, but yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Replayability. Mm. Yeah. I mean, it could theoretically. I mean, like there are some intellectual creatures that I would assimilate a dragon. Dragons are smart. Like an exploit vulnerability you could theoretically have from like a damage from like a killing perspective of like if you've assimilated an ability of a creature and you're fighting that creature, you can like deal extra damage or something because you kind of understand the physiology better because you have that physiology. Ah. Mhm. No, I hear you. I hear you. Still useful. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, if we're fighting a bunch of empty, dissonant, some dissonant, they're not called the empty anymore, right? They're just called the dissonant. We're yeah, yeah. So if you're fighting a bunch of dissonant spikers or whatever those fast boys are called, I don't know. I don't know if yeah, having the whole "I explode when I die" ability might not be useful for you because it would require you to die, but it could be useful to gain the resistance. I'm a chimera, but my only abilities occur when I die. Every ability that I've gathered from a monster occurs when they hit 0 hit points. Kill me, I dare you. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like trying to play an investigator, like there's a recently deceased person or something, and you're like, you're not actually trying to steal a commoner's ability, you're just trying to get some. Mhm. 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 Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, Deceased. Deceased creature. See as a your one ability. But if you pass, if you pass. Yeah. Success. Cool. Yeah. Okay. I have that one note down. Everything. Sure. I got this for text. I'm gonna try to respond to you real quick. Looks like we're doing Saturday. Yeah. 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 Ooh. You gotta get on my level. You're gonna have 3.17 terabytes free on one of your drives, 65.5 free on the other, and 70.3 on the other. What does that even mean? Like you don't play it very long? Like you'll install it and yeah, yeah. No, I get that. I could never get into Fallout 4 either. I have a total of yeah, 17.5 hours. Oh, did you recently just get like all the DLC or something? For whatever reason, it says added 7 things to the library. We're gonna use it. I mean, like, it's a good game. It just doesn't capture like the magic that I feel like Fallout New Vegas captured. You know? No, yeah, and I love Fallout 3. I guess because Bethesda bought the Fallout um property. Yeah. I guess that's the thing of like Bethesda's brand of RPG is like a mat like I don't know, theatrical choice. of like you're given choices, but what you choose doesn't really matter because the same narrative's always going to play out. That's what I think I liked about like New Vegas is you chose who you want to decide with, and that like affected the course of the game. Like, did you sign up with the cult guys by the beach, or did you sign up with the robot in the city? Like, it actually affected the main plot points. Yeah. Mm-hmm. outside of the outside of the graphics, I've actually played Starfield. I have more hours in Starfield than I have in Fallout 4. I know, I get that, but like I've genuinely enjoyed my Starfield experience because you kind of have to take it as it is, like where it's at. Like it isn't No Man's Sky. Starfield is absolutely. Do you like the way Bethesda games play? Yeah, like I have so much fun because I can go around and every room is cluttered. There's always I can interact with anything. I hate you. I can interact with anything. Did you see that? I saw a YouTube video show up in my recommended that was just like how we got the ghost curse in one day. I didn't watch it. It just oh, okay. Ooh. Oh no. Oh, well that sounds like hell. There's a YouTube video how to get the ghost curse with PvE only. You should show that to Mary Beth. I think she should be happy with that. Oh, nice, nice. Let's see if they use. Were there guilds before? Wasn't that like the whole thing? Is like we were reapers. Hmm, interesting. Hmm. Oh yeah. Season 10, create your own guild, and much more. Sea of Thieves. Season 10. No, yeah, like I was saying, like that's the charm of I think Bethesda games is no room is empty is one big thing. Like there's always stuff going on and it's always thought out. Somehow these motherfuckers manage to stuff as much lore as possible into like any of these games. Like we're still discovering lore about Skyrim. Like, do you know how large the iceberg for Skyrim is? Do you know how much lore is still being discovered on like a Maverick?
What? Here's what? Did you see the link I sent you?
I saw you sending me a link there. I have yet to see it.
It's in your email.
Yes, I believe you. I just have yet to look for it.
Gotcha.
Yes, I will go take a look at it. What did you want me to look at it
So
specifically? Just a general overview?
the bottom section, so where it starts looking like a Pathfinder section
Okay.
with like red tags out the
Yeah.
wazoo.
When it starts looking like you'd read it in a Pathfinder
Yeah,
book,
What
read
are
that.
you asking me to review it for? Just general thoughts, or is there something specific you want me to look
general thoughts.
Yeah.
even got a
That I
decently
said.
smooth.
Smooth
Okay.
operator.
Yeah, we'll do that. And then I will probably try to see if I can vacuum the hallway.
Sounds good.
Not vacuum the hallway.
You and Michael have a specific goal?
So,
Do you and Michael have a specific goal?
goal.
Yeah.
Like doing what?
Sea of Thieves.
Sometimes when you get on, you're like, I have a very specific thing I want to accomplish.
Well, season 10 just came out with
I get
guilds and stuff like that. And there's a part of me that like wanted to see if Michael was willing to have a competent ship battle with me because it's a nice experience having a competent shipmate. That's not me referring to you, that's me referring to everybody else.
I know. Everyone else, me included.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Look,
I know.
man.
That's why I said
Calm down.
Oh,
Calm
and
down.
they also nerfed double gutting, by the way.
Oh yeah.
All right, Michael, we're gonna build a guild. I'm gonna create a guild right now.
That tracks. I figured that's what was going to happen if you were given the opportunity.
I'm gonna share screens with you so you can help me build our crest.
Okay.